She survived a 27-hour flight with an infant in hand on just plain bread and butter, just because the right kind of food was not available on the flight. That day, she took an oath to serve authentic Maharashtrian food all over the world. And the remarkable thing is, she did it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Be Your Own Boss. Our guest this week is Jayanti Kathare, the founder of Purna Brahma, a global chain of restaurants serving authentic Maharashtrian food. By the way, not just a global chain of restaurant. Google this. Don't take my word for it. Google the largest Maharashtrian restaurant in the world, and you will see Purna Brahma. So this is one of the most exciting episodes on the Be Your Own Boss podcast. I've been waiting for this, and luckily we have it today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome Jayanti Kathare, the founder of Purna Brahma. Jayanti, thank you so much for taking our time and joining us here on the show to share your journey with us. Welcome to the show.
Jai Hind, Namaskar everybody, and thanks a lot for such a great platform and calling me for this kind of interview. It's an amazing opportunity to reach to the global um, Shrota, I must say,
Global
who want
audience.
to do
Yeah.
something, who want to achieve something, and who want to listen the stories of people who are doing something in the world and bringing that puran poli ka swad in on the world plate.
Awesome, awesome. So Jayanti, let's start with your story right from the beginning, like we always do on the Be Your Own Boss podcast. Tell us about your parents, your siblings, where were you born, and your childhood memories.
So I'm a first generation business woman. So there is nobody at my home from my maternal side and from my in-law side also. All of them are like my parents were sports teacher, and they were my coach for my nationals for 100 meter and gymnastic. So I am a national player for rope malkhaming. I was national player for rope malkhaming till my 12th, and that time it was like a choice we used to make whether to go for studies or for the sports, because sports was not that glamorous as what it is today. So I have decided of seeing my parents that they are struggling a lot. They are doing so much of things from their life, but they are not able to reach to the level where they want to be and where they should be. And I have seen them doing so much of hard work. So I've decided not to go for sports. I said I will study. I will do my career in Air Force, like in forces. So I have also done a lot of hard work to reach to Air Force exam. Got selected, pilot aptitude battery test. I have cleared up to that level and lost my battery test, so couldn't become a pilot. From that day, when I came back home, during that era there was no phone call as such kind of a thing was there, like no mobiles and all that. You'll have at least one normal phone in the vicinity, and then you have to call that guy, ask them to come back. So I did the same thing, and I called my father. I said it didn't happen. From that day till today, he haven't spoken a word on that topic, because it was his dream that I'll be pilot.
Yeah.
So I couldn't be that.
Wow.
I said, but
Yeah.
I'll fly sometime. I will fly so high that you will only will come back and say, better you have done this. um, so he was my coach for my 100-meter sprint. So I still, when I get low, I still hear his voice at the background where he's standing and just shouting with a word: focus on the goal line, the finish line. Just see that. Just go for it. Do not see here and there. Focus. Just focus. And he used to run with me. He used to run with me
Wow.
through that sprint as a coach. So my childhood was really very much inspiring. We were not having so much of money in hand where we'll buy spikes and we'll run the marathon. I used to run a marathon barefoot.
Wow.
We practice barefoot.
Yeah.
We never got a kind of a jazzy sports behavior. Never got.
Mm.
We reached up to nationals, and then I have done my graduation. Um, I was university top for my post graduation. Got selected for the entrance exam, and then did my postgrad in computer science. I became a
Okay.
software engineer, joined IT, that wave of IT, no? So we were the
Yeah.
few first flying birds who are nowhere and nothing was visible. We were just moving as per the time, as per the requirement. And I didn't got selected for Infosys at the first grade, and I was like,
Hmm.
no way. So, so I was like, okay, fine. I have to get into an IT industry, and I have to become a software engineer. Almost 14, 15 years I worked
Yeah.
with an IT company. The last company which I left was Infosys. So I
Wow.
joined
So you wanted to join Infosys earlier, but you didn't get that job
Infosys.
and you work for
As
other
a fresher,
companies.
they haven't asked me to join. They said, no, you are
Yeah.
not eligible. Please don't come. When I
Yeah.
got an experience and I joined Infosys, and they took me as a researcher for their very crucial team. So I was working under a real group of Infi, and I have
Yeah.
been working under Sudha ma'am, and so we have seen them working in the
Yeah.
premises. So
Wow.
for me, it's like a temple, and those two people are
Yeah.
like God for me. So, we have
Wow.
seen them at this age; they consider that workplace as a temple, and they work like that. And for them, their work is nothing but a worship. I mean, amazing couple,
Hmm.
amazing way they have developed this city, and amazing way they have developed the whole country on IT background. So I have seen their hard work. I have read about them a lot. For me, Sudha ma'am was like, oh, she's
Yeah.
amazing.
Did
Yeah.
when you saw them working so hard, and when you saw their spirit, did you have that aspiration at that time to become an entrepreneur yourself? You start your
No,
own
no, no. I was
business?
not knowing the spelling of entrepreneur also. It was so typical. The way
Hmm.
was very typical. But as a Maharashtrian, I was not in Maharashtra. I was working in Bangalore in Infi, and then after marriage we came here. um, 3 months goody life. Wow, what a city! Dollars. I was traveling. My baby was there, the first one, and it was like, okay, fine, things are happening, but we are not getting our food. Everywhere you have to go for either pizza, burger, or maybe idli dosa. So I'm not saying that idli dosa is bad, but misal pav is also good. Is what my belief.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, so belly was not yet full. I was like craving for my own food. Every time, whenever I am craving, I have to cook it at home. There was no other option where I'll go and I'll have my food. And so I've decided I can't wait for somebody else to do things. So I'm like a go-getter wala candidate. So I'm
Yeah.
decided, okay, fine, let's not be this as a discussion point. Let's execute it. But that fire was not there.
Hmm.
Under the seat, there was no fire. So I was like, okay, let's do it. Then Pranav went to Paris. He went for 15 days, stayed there for 3 months. And when he went with a very nice chubby guy. When he came back, he was like lean, pura ukda hua hai. And then um, I was black and all that. I was like, what? What you are doing? He said, and he wrote the first love letter after our marriage. He wrote the first love letter from Eiffel Tower, and
Wow.
still I have that letter with me. So there is a drop. I don't know whether it is a ear drop, whether it's an eye drop.
Whether it's a tear or a, but there is a
Yeah,
drop on the
or
paper.
it's a, or it's a rain, but
Rain.
there is a drop. Okay, so it made me really emotional when he sent that letter to me. He said, Moni, I'm very happy to write this first love letter to you, but I can't write anything because I'm very very hungry, and I can't write any line because I'm not getting any vegetarian meal here. It's so horrible. I have to go to one Pakistani restaurant where they have made some dal 4 days back, and then I have to eat that. That day I decided, because whenever he is going anywhere, he should get his food. Somehow he should get his food. I don't know how, when, who will get that. I was not knowing about Purna Brahma at that time, not even thought about it. But you know what? See, it is this time, correct? The dots get connected. And then we went to Australia for project. I have chosen to leave my job from Bangalore, started my career there, um, and the story goes like when I came back, we couldn't tell them that. I think we forgot to tell them that we are vegetarian guys. I mean, I'm not a vegetarian lady. I'm a hardcore
Yeah, this is
non-vegetarian. Other
yeah,
than
this is
human,
something
I
also
can
I
eat
wanted to
anything.
cover. So you're a non-vegetarian, and I want to touch upon this part a little bit here. So before marriage, you were a non-vegetarian, or were you
Yes.
completely like? And then did you convert to vegetarianism? I'll cut this part if
No.
you're not comfortable with
I
it.
never convert myself into vegetarian. I never asked a vegetarian guy to convert into a non-vegetarian section.
Okay,
It was
okay.
pretty clear. I told my mother-in-law. So see, my mother-in-law was very practical lady. She's no more. In COVID, she passed away with a cardiac arrest. But she was very clear in her thought process. She said, "You're a non-vegetarian. I'm a vegetarian. I will not say egg as egg. I'll say white aloo. You have to understand that. You have to keep all the vessels separate, gas separate, everything separate. If you want to cook that, you cook, you eat, you do whatever. But if you are keeping that non-vegetarian food in the fridge, then I'll not keep my milk there. So let's
Yes.
respect each other. You should not ask me to eat that. I will not ask you to eat vegetarian when you want to try non-vegetarian. That's a pretty clear thought process. And like my mother, they said at the delivery table only they came and they said that at the age of when you have to get married, we got you married. At the age of when you should have a baby, God helped you to get a baby, a healthy baby. Now, to take care of a baby, you should not call us while swiping the cards. We will not come. Whenever we feel that we want to come, we will come and play with our grandson and
Grandchild.
daughter.
Yeah.
As simple as that. It was it was a shock. I said, okay, fine. I understood. 20 days you are going to stay because your husband is alone at home. He has to get food. Fine. You train me, you go. No problem. It was very pretty practically taken decisions at every level. So the
Hmm.
same aura I have continued. And when I decided to leave my IT job peacefully, I went to all of them and I said, boss, I'm leaving my job, I'm starting Purna Brahma. And my mother said, fine, if it is a successful, it is your success. If it is non-successful, it is yours. My mother-in-law told me, never see back. Never. If you have started something, complete it. Never say, oh, I'm done with this. You are not supposed to waste my son's money. If you have your own, use it. Otherwise, understand one thing. Whatever you might be in future, you might be president, but you have to take care of your family. That doesn't mean you have to go and cook. That doesn't mean they have an orthodox thought process. What they said and suggested means focus on everything what you're doing. You are a multitasker, you are a go-getter, do it. But do not put that load on anybody in the world. Not even us, not even your kids, not even your husband. I realized one thing that day. I thought I am a strongest lady, but there were two more.
Your mother and your
Both were like,
mother-in-law.
yeah, and I mean that's how the childhood to married life, the path was like it was going on a roller coaster because we were taking our own experience. We were getting ready for every bit of life, and every day we were learning something. So we went to Australia. While coming back, we didn't got the food, and I was hungry. And when I get hungry, I do something really, really, really great. It seems. So I've decided at that flight that now this discussion is over. Enough, enough of discussion. We should start something. I haven't told anything to Pranav. I said this is not done. I came back. I was working with Infosys. Almost 3 years I did a research. Nobody was knowing that I'm doing a research on Maharashtrian food, whereas I'm a Maharashtrian lady. I know all tips and toes of each Maharashtrian food because of my granny. She taught me that this is a chemistry lab. We are playing with your own people's stomach, so it should be very perfect. There is बोलते हैं ना, there is no gunjaish of any mistake.
Yeah.
So do it well. Everything in the kitchen is like a lab, a chemical lab or chemistry lab. So instruments, ingredients, process, gas, mixture, everything is a process. Just follow that. So I was like, fine, let me understand that and let me revise that the back era completely. So I wrote it down everything on my Excel.
You
Whatever I
wrote
was
down, and
remembering.
so this was after that the Australia flight experience. You
Yeah.
spent 3 years researching and writing down, although you knew everything from your grandmother. Wow.
So 2011, I told Pranav, I'm ready. What? No, I'm ready with Purna Brahma setup. What is Purna Brahma?
How
I
did that
want
name
your.
come about?
No,
How did
it was a no-brainer. My granny used to say that shloka, Vadani Kavala Gheta Nama Gya Sri Hari se. So that shloka was there from the day one
Yeah.
of my life. And so that time only I've decided whatever I have learned in a childhood, I will put that as my business etiquettes. Like you have to finish your food completely. We used to finish our thalis completely. If we don't, we have to clean others' thali as well. That was the punishment used to get. And if you finish, we used to get 1 rupee coin from my grandpa. Used to come and used to
Yeah.
give that. So that became my business idea, business discounts idea. So we at our Purna Brahma, we give 5% discount if you finish everything from thali. And if you waste, we will charge you
Wow.
2% more on your bill.
Brilliant.
So
Brilliant.
similarly, it happened for everything. Correct. On the day of your birthday, you should not blow up the candles. You should lighten up the diyas. That's how the life goes. Correct. So that was the one of the events what we do at Purna Brahma. If you celebrate birthday with us, we don't allow you to blow up the candles from the cake. But we do an arti of a guy and we give Puran Puri free. So that
Nice.
was another kind of a rotational thing which people like much more. Then on every Mahashivratri, my granny used to give one bowl of rice to the beggar, because fasting is an option for somebody, but fasting is a mandate for somebody. So
Wow.
we have converted that as a discount in Purna Brahma. That if you buy one Sabudana Khichdi bowl on Mahashivratri, we will give 50% discount on your rice bowl. You buy that, we'll pack it for you. 50% we will pay, and you give it to somebody who is on fast, on mandatory
Wow.
fast. So similar thing happened throughout Purna Brahma, and we are still continuing that. Now it is 11 years, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and talk us through that process of initiating it. So, first, for the first 3 years, you were researching about Maharashtrian food, and you were also writing down all what you had learned from your grandma. And then, when it started, when they say, when the rubber hits the road, when you started practically doing things, how was that transition like? You went and you resigned at Infosys.
I used to go to Infi. I've designed my logo, designed my website, took a technical knowledge while in IT, and when I wrote that Purna Brahmano, that tissue paper is still there with me.
Wow.
I have written that logo, and the logo was of my childhood achari, who used to come at our home to prepare food in the festival time. So his name was like Bhatija. We used to call him Bhatija. So I have
Okay.
drawn his photograph as a musketeer of Purna Brahma. So it's
Wow.
a woman-oriented brand, but a musketeer is a Bhatija. So we named him as Ganpat, and then he's holding a spoon, a big spoon, on which Purna Brahma is actually landing. So it is like
Right.
that. And so when I asked Pranav about the bonus amount, he said, "Oh, you don't want to travel somewhere?" I said, "No, I want that money because I want to start Purna Brahma." What Purna Brahma it is? I said, "It is a restaurant. This is the menu. This is how it will be, and I am not happy with the bonus what you have. I need some more money." He said, "I have this much. I can't take a loan and give it to you. That's not possible." I said, "Fine, I'll bring two more people in picture." So I have called my sister-in-law and one of my friends. So they put equal amount, and we started one small 420 square feet area Purna Brahma in a garage
In
in
Bangalore.
Kodamanda in Bangalore. So the
Yeah.
first Maharashtrian outlet outside Maharashtra for the very first time. And I was so damn confident that people will come and people will enjoy this food,
Mm.
because this is not available. Correct? Um, the irony of Maharashtrian food, which I want to share with you, is unavailability is equal to no demand. This equation is wrong. No, it is unavailable, and we are there to start it, and we will fulfill all your demand. Now you will not crave for vada pav. Now you will not crave for bhakar. You will get that at a very that moment. You will get a gluten-free paratha called as thalipit at that very moment. Do not worry. So
Yeah.
I started that 400 square feet. The 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 response was tremendous. 24 seater. How much we will survive over there? And then I decided, boss, I have to quit. So I
So
quit.
you would at this point you had not quit your job yet. You had started,
No,
but you had not quit
I
your job
was
yet.
just planning. I
Mhm.
was just planning ki how I can manage this. But you won't believe my total hours of working used to be 38 hours, 48 hours, and it was like going beyond my limits. I said,
How were
no,
you managing this? Because like you have a day job where you go and work. You have a restaurant. So how
now
did you
I get
manage
a goosebumps how I've done that. I used to get up 3:30 in the morning. Used to prepare the basics of whatever menu we have decided to give, and I used to give that to my brother-in-law. I used to take that to Kormangla Center. I used to go to Purna Infosys. I used to log in there. In the mid time where lunchtime used to happen, I used to come back, see things are fine. I used to go back. In the night, I used to come back to Purna Brahma, change in the public toilet from skirt to nowhere, and used to stand there in Purna Brahma till 11:30. Used to close the galla, go back home, prepare for next day, and then sleep.
Wow. And start again at 3:30 in the morning next day.
Yes, it was
Wow.
the roller coaster for me for 2 years,
Yeah.
and work pressure was there definitely. Saturday Sunday I was not getting a minute with my kids. It was too heavy.
Yeah.
But my kids and my husband, they stood like a hero for me. So I used
How
to
old were
prepare
your
for
kids?
them
But
at home.
yeah. How
My
old were
younger
your
one
kids
was
at
two
that?
and a half.
Oh my God. With a 2.5-year-old baby,
I
that's
used to
like,
keep him on my lap.
yeah,
Sit. I will cook everything.
yeah.
You won't
You
believe
know,
I used to have
in
a
our,
laptop, phone, and cooking, and Parth used to play near my toes. Mama, 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 I'm hungry. And I used to be there. And I used to take the calls. I
you
used to
see,
handle
in,
everything.
in our culture, we have, and this is, I'm especially explaining it in English in the way for a global audience here. In our culture, we have Durga with 8 hands, and the goddess is depicted with 8 hands. And sometimes people wonder that, how can someone have 8 hands? This is a woman with 8 hands right here in front of you. This is
See,
Durga.
you asked me one question before this session started. People want to do something, but they can't decide. Okay, uh, trust me, sir. It is very easy. No, did anybody teach an infant how to drink a milk? No, it is from inside. Because if he doesn't do that, he will not survive. Correct? But internally, he is hungry, so he is taking his milk. Did anybody teaches him that? There is no need. When it comes from your here, it's a need. There is no one on this earth will tell you how to do it and when to do it and what to do it. It is you who will decide what to do, how to do, when to do, how it should get executed, what should happen with that, what is the end of it. Nobody else is even allowed to do that. And that's the inspiration. Unless you are hungry for the thought, you will cry for life. I want to do something, I want to do something, I want to do something. Nothing will happen.
So when you started and you decide, I mean, you saw that things were, I mean, it was multitasking at the, you were multitasking at the peak of this, right? And so many things happening, and then you decided that, what was the point where you said, okay, I want to go and resign now and jump into Purna Brahma 100%.
No, see, ethically, um, the first point was okay, fine. I have to resign. I can't be at two places. Impossible. Correct. And if I have to grow this Purna Brahma as a 5,000 center, which I wrote at the first line when I wrote Purna Brahma, I wrote 5,000 center. So if I have to do that, I have to quit my job. I have to let go my dream job. I have to let go my dream company because that kind of a strength has been given by Infosys to me. Then I said, last day when I went, I was like going down and doing namaskara to the building. Thanks a lot. I'm taking my step ahead now. It is you
Yeah.
who has given me that strength, that dream, and I'm trying my best. Please visit my Purna Brahma. It might be smaller, it might be bigger, I don't know. Please visit my Purna Brahma. That request has been acknowledged by Sudhamurthy ma'am. After 6 years, she came to Pune.
Wow. Sudha ma'am, she came to your restaurant and wow.
And she's my idol. I'm just following her, the way she is, everything. See,
Yeah.
simplicity and your brain defines you as a person. Correct? Never say wrong to anybody. Never do wrong to anybody. Uh, वो बोलते हैं ना कि do not rub somebody else's life. You draw your own bigger life. It's easy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I did the
Just
same.
make your own. Yeah. So when you did, tell us about that story of that moment of life, which was a very special moment when you stepped out of that Infosys office and said the final goodbye there, and now you are on your own 100% into Purna Brahma. There is one angle that I want to cover about this part here, and that is the financial angle. It's very important because in the family, before this moment, you had two salaries coming in. With this, now there is just one salary, right? So it is a big moment for the family because the income drops. When the income drops, you have to figure out how you're going to manage, continue to run the family, invest in the business. How did you handle that situation?
See, when I quit Infi, the next month there was no salary in the account, and I was little upset. Now what? Because there is a ritual at our home. Whenever you get a salary, you have to come back home with a sweet box. Keep it in front of God, and then do namaskara to all elderly people in the house, and give the salary to elderly people. They will decide how much you should take. You take that much, remaining they'll give. So that used to be a ritual. Now, because of online and all that, we have kept that ritual of keeping the sweet box and doing the
Yeah.
namaskara. That month, I haven't brought a sweet box, but my husband brought it. Like, uh, he asked me, "Where is your box?" I said, "I didn't got salary. I left in P. I'm running Purna Brahma, and Purna Brahma is not yet that much big where I'll get a salary. It has to come to that level." He told me one thing: check your account. I said, "No, I haven't got my salary." He said, "Go and check." And there was 5,000 rupees in the account as a salary from
He
Pranav.
had put,
He
wow.
put 5,000 rupees. He said, "This is your earning. You are doing great. Keep doing that till the time you start your salary. I will give you this 5,000. You should not use this at home. It is for you."
Yeah.
So many months I've kept that salary as is. I haven't touched that 5,000.
Yeah.
And it was like, I mean, that's the support you get.
Yeah.
That's the ashirwad you get from your elderly people also. That's the thing motivates you that, okay, boss, I have to do it. Because
And
this is
this
the
is
chance you
also,
get.
yeah, and it is also another important lesson here is that as an entrepreneur, when you get started, when initially you may not have anything, but it is important to take that as a reward for the service that you do in your business, because it is encouraging to,
Yeah.
and it is almost like, like how we say shagun in Hindi. I don't know if there is an English word for shagun.
May not.
But it is it's a cultural thing that you should have that. So brilliant. And then you started, this was your initial
I
start of.
started like a crazy woman. I used to get up, do cook at home, get ready for the breakfast, snacks, lunch, dinner, everything. Take I used to have a two-wheeler. So I used to go by that, reach Purna Brahma, wear this kind of a nawar. I used to have only two nawars. And then the response was so tremendous that I did a one small project for Bank of India. I've submitted that project for CGTMSC vertical to get the loan. I was not knowing that I am so perfect in presentation, and they approved that loan within 7 days, and third day actually got the approval. Seventh day I got 75 lakhs in my account. I was like,
Wow.
I was like jumping around. Now, what should I do with this 75 lakhs? My goodness, I got this. Till that time, we did lot of survey with existing customers, and we have asked them where you want us to be in Bangalore. So many people suggested us to go to HSR. I went there. I used to, still now I do this. Sports shoes, one hat, one water bottle. I walk down the path, see everything over there, and then decide whether I should start my center here or not. Likewise, I have jot down almost 500 locations. At this very moment, we have 500 locations where we want to start Purna Brahma immediately.
Hmm.
We have gone through
Wow.
each and every place. We have 360-degree views. We have everything about that place. This study always helped me to achieve my goal, and it has helped me to reach to the aim what I have kept.
And when you expand from one restaurant or one, that 24 seater that where you started to the first other branch that you opened, so was that like, you're just replicating everything and starting on your own? Was that like a franchisee model? What kind of expansion did you go into?
It was just a shift from one place to another, but it was
Okay.
9 times bigger. It was 5,700 square feet. It was 250 seater, and it was the largest Marathi restaurant chain. And I said, okay, 70 people are working under us, and hey, Bhagwan, how will I do all this? And I did the interior, I did wrote the menu card, used to have thalis separately, a la carte separately. We used to crazily serve everybody. For almost 8 9 months, we did that. I must say, after that, a year or so, um, Sarvesh joined me, uh, and Sandeep joined. So these are the two big pillars of Purna Brahma now. So
Who are Sarvesh and Sandesh? Sandeep?
Sandeep, so basically they're employee, but I should not say
Okay.
now it's beyond employment and all that. It's like a they are I mean uh, they call me Bhabi. In our Purna Brahma, all centers there is a culture of Vahini. They so
Yeah.
they don't call me ma'am, or they don't call Pranav as sir. They call us Dada Vahini. So, likewise, they are my brother-in-laws,
Yeah.
and I mean, people joined after that. They left. Few people left. Few people again joined. And we got a team of almost 200 people. And running the show, the 5,700 square feet was so big that I said, no, I have to convert this into franchisee model. There is no other option. Otherwise, I'll be stuck at one place. I won't be able to move ahead of this because this is too big to handle. Then we shifted ourselves to 3,000 square feet area, and we have given lot of franchises. When we put that as a first advertisement, we got tremendous call. In 2018, one of the video got viral. After that 2 years, I still don't remember what happened. We're crazily opening center, 14 center, 39 agreements. Oh my God. Outside India, inside India, Maharashtra, non-Marathi regions, every 36,000 requests within just 2 months. From everywhere, people were crazily asking for Marathi food.
Yeah.
Because of that video got viral, and we were like, rato rat, we were like star. Overnight, we were like star. And
Yeah.
I have seen that kind of a craziness in the hotel industry. So we have tightened up all our process and everything. And Sandeep and Sarvesh were like big, thorough, strong people in the industry. So they came from the hotel industry. They have done their IHM and all that, and I'm like, fine, let's control everything. So before
Yeah.
we control, COVID controlled. It was
Yeah.
going crazy. Trust me, it was going crazy.
Mm.
And COVID has given us a very good lesson. Stop, think, plan, execute, sustain. If you
Stop,
sustain,
think, plan,
if you
execute, sustain.
survive, yeah, you
Yeah.
can't say I can't breathe. You have to breathe. Keep your nose above water level. Always. Don't die. You have no option to die. There are 100 other people who are waiting for this food. Keep
And
this in mind.
what practically happened when COVID hit and everything went under a lockdown in India? I think it was 24th of March when the lockdown was announced in India, and the whole country went under a complete lockdown. So people were not coming to restaurants. And tell us about that. Like practically, what happened on the ground on in the restaurant?
I will be little strict and might sound like a little harsh. But trust me, when the lockdown happened, in that month, 6th March, Sandeep went to US to do the setup. Nobody was knowing that 23rd March will be a lockdown. 6th March, he went to US in Atlanta to do the setup. He did the setup. And then the lockdown happened. He was running that setup in the lockdown. How? Because food was required by everybody who were on project, who were on study mode, who were on single parent, people who were looking for food. Everybody was calling, are you guys open? We can't come. Can you send through Swiggy? Can you send through Dunzo? Can somebody come from your restaurant to deliver the food? Trust me, all setups were running till last 6 months of when COVID ended. Last 6 months, we took a call because that much deep pocket people don't have. People said, no, we want to quit. We asked them to quit. People said, we want to pause. We said, okay, pause. We'll
Yeah.
restart. Now we are restarting all the center, which got paused. I was holding my breath with 49 people at my center because I called up all the people at one location so that we can control everybody. Because they were unable to go to their own houses, we asked them to come to one center. Divided 2 3 centers. Those 2 3 centers also got closed down. We asked them to go from there. We have arranged everything for them so that they will land their house or their native very safely. People who were with us, we did charity for 1.5 lakh meals in COVID. I was transiting between my home and Purna Brahma Center because I was not allowed to sleep in Purna Brahma because my family was completely dependent on me. My in-laws, they required bahu at home to cook, to do things because they can't do. And of course, my husband's job was on, kids' school, everything was on. So I used to transit between this. On the road, first few months, the traffic police used to stop us. Hey, where are you going? So we used to show our ID card to them. Sir, Purnavaram. Ah, okay, okay, go, go. You give food. Like that.
Yeah.
So we have done immense hard work and we have provided free meals to all frontliners. See, the harsh line, what I said, I will say is there was an appreciation happened for Swiggy and Zomato people, but they were delivering a food prepared by restaurant owners and restaurant teams. They never got appreciated. We reduced our prices to half so that there will not be any problem to them. Food will get delivered. They got their salaries. We never got our own appreciation, our own money also. We never asked for that. We decide,
Yeah.
give the food, because nobody was knowing whether we will be alive or not.
Yeah, and
So
food, and
we gave
it's one
ourselves
of
that.
the most important, the basic things, right? So you were taking care of that fundamental requirement of people in that time, at the in the toughest times. On this note, I want to like take a pause here, look like zoom out and look at this in a different angle here. If you look at your life as an employee when you were working in the IT industry versus your life as a businesswoman now, as an entrepreneur, what do you see as the biggest difference in these two lives that you've lived?
For me, the challenge, the happiness were there in both the cases. I was happy
Yeah,
because I was in my dream company. I was happy. I am happy in Purna Brahma because this is my dream. I'm living my dream every day. When I come here, I come like this. I get ready. I'm
yeah,
so happy that I'm coming to Purna Brahma, and it gave me that kind of a strength when I was working for Infosys, because I know that it has been created by two genuine people on this earth, and it is their baby, and they are paying us to keep the baby really, really nice. Do your best. Same as Purna
yeah.
Brahma. It's my baby. Now I know how much
You
effort
see
it
the
takes.
yeah,
So I've seen
awesome,
the table both sides, and
both
I'm
sides.
happy in both sides. Correct. Um,
Yeah.
I can't be unhappy. If I'm unhappy, I should not do that. Because I was doing both, I'm happy in both. So I was
Yeah.
continuing in that.
Brilliant. And that's a very, very important line you said just now, that you have to be happy. And if you're not happy, then you shouldn't be doing that. And because it reflects in the outcome. In it, I mean, your state of mind reflects in, and especially with food, it's so important that you because you put in the right energy.
We have a science behind everything. See,
Yeah.
we have a pitla as one of the food item. You have to prepare that pitla in 7 minutes. How you will calculate 7 minutes? Then say some mantra. So Ram Raksha. 7 minutes Ram Raksha. Say it. If you don't know, then sing a song of 7 minutes. Focus. 21 minutes. Mahalakshmi Ashtak. Puran. Go and prepare. 11 minutes. Atharva Shirsha. Go and prepare Modak Saran. So many things. We have a music therapy. We have a water therapy. Every 1 hour, one guy comes and give water. You won't believe. I have a water glass ready here. Every 1 hour, I'll get a ping. Please drink milk. Please drink your
Yeah.
water.
Water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it keeps you hydrated. And there is a heat of 180-degree in kitchen. There is a heat of 180-degree outside because people are hungry. They're asking you food. You have to serve them with a smile. If you are hungry, how will you serve them? If you are dehydrated, how you will give them something very happy? So
Yeah.
you have to take care of yourself. These are my business etiquettes. Do not allow any child who is coming to Purna Brahma to tear off the tissue paper because it's a cost. 1 rupee 25 paisa, boss. I can't bear that. You are just throwing here and there. No, 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 no. We will give you paper. We will give you color pencil. Draw something, something cultural. We
Do
give them
something
that.
creative. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we place the order for kids first, then elderly people, and then the mother,
Hmm.
and then the host. If mother is the host, she'll get along with the kids. Because if kids are completely with the food, mother is happy. If mother is happy, host is happy.
Yeah.
फिर उसको वड़ा पाव भी खिला दो, वो हैप्पी हैप्पी खा लेगा. The whole family is happy. Our table is set. All business etiquettes, all business values. They are not
Yeah.
disturbing anybody. A cranky guy, he will be crying, crying, crying. All other people will be doing, don't do that.
See, you
So
have,
we have that.
I love that you've brought in human psychology, Indian culture, Maharashtrian authentic food, all into one under Purna Brahma. Everything comes into, in a this one. This is brilliant. How many branches, or like, what are the cities, or what places do you have branches, by the way?
At this very moment, we have near about 7 centers. Um, One Nagpur, Thane, then Pune, Kharadi, Bangalore. We have 2 locations. Then Aurangabad, that is Sambhajinagar now, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. So we have 7 centers,
Wow, brilliant.
and we are
When,
starting
when you
some more.
Yeah. When you look back at your journey from the 24-seater restaurant, or even before that, from the young girl who wanted to run the 100-meter sprint to the businesswoman that you've become now, right? When you look at your journey like this, who would you like to give the credit to for your success?
See, I can't give a one name. Okay, every age group, every experience, there is one mentor who stood like a strong person. Sometimes my youngest one, Parth, my younger child, he was my mentor. He used to ask me, Mama, how many centers you did out of 5,000 when he used to do brush? मेरा ब्रश के टेबल के ऊपर लिखा हुआ है 5,000 centers. He used to ask me how many. So sometimes my brother-in-law, sometimes Sarvesh, sometimes Sandeep,
Yeah.
sometimes my husband, my daughter, sometimes an employee, the housekeeping employee, the amma who is cleaning the vessel.
Yeah.
She used to be my mentor. She used to come and she used to pat me like this. Amma, tumba chanaide. So much of work you are doing. I used to say,
Wow.
Amma, tumba chanaide, uta ita. I used to say, no, uta beda. She used to sit with me and she used to feed me. No, 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 sit here, eat. He used to be my mentor. My mother, my father, my mother-in-law, he was another level.
Yeah.
All these people have helped me a lot. Trust me. See, you learn from your own mistakes. You learn from your own experience. Um, but you have to learn from others' experience also.
Yeah.
Correct? What to do and what is available in the menu card. What is not available is you have to experience it and then get it ready for that. Correct? That 100-meter run wala chota bachchi and today's lady has got one common thing. That time also, I used to see my goal first. I used to run for that. Aisa. Straight.
Like and I remember you mentioned, like, your father used to say, scream from there, saying that focus on the goal and keep running. And that's what you're doing now. You're focusing on that 5,000 centers and you're running towards it.
It's simple, na? Have you used Google Map? I mean, you must have used, correct?
Yeah.
What we write first?
The destination.
Yeah. And then Google gives you a path. Then it will tell you what time it will take to reach. See, by flight it will take 1 hour, by train it will take 1 day, by car it will take 1.5 days. Now it is you who is deciding which vehicle to choose.
Yeah.
Correct? So the first thing what you do is you give the address. You don't say, leke chal yaar, I don't know, but I have to do something, I have to reach something somewhere. Google will say, I don't know this address, but give me right address. Correct? So we
Absolutely.
have to give the destination first. Nature, manifestation, law of attraction will give you a path. All
Yeah.
these are only sentences. Utilization of this kind of power, it should come from here. Focus. Don't focus here, there. There are many people who will talk about you. Good. Be happy. People are talking about you. You're doing something really great. Otherwise, who will waste your time or their time? So think about it. Focus, give the address, start working.
I have one question here in connection with that goal of reaching many centers, many more centers here. People who are watching this and who are interested in opening and taking a franchisee of Purna Brahma, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Write down my WhatsApp number. Just say your name, your email ID, and your place where you want to start. If you have a business background, good. If you don't have, very good. We are there to help you. Our model is FOCO model. It's a franchisee-owned company operated. We take care of profit loss. You don't worry. You will get your ROI of 22% in 3.5 to 4.5 years. Don't worry. It's a promise. And we are doing that. We are performing that. It's not just a pilot. I have a real good experience into it. From last 11 years, we are doing it. And it's a successful model. Please do so. Outside India, we are giving combined options like veg and non-veg Maharashtrian food under Purna Brahma name. So that option is also there. If you want to do BYOB, do it. We are there to run the show. We have people. You have to just put your investment, your capital. If you have capital and if you have gut and if you are you have hunger for Maharashtrian food, I am there to stand with you.
Wow, fantastic. We'll add your number, your WhatsApp number in the show notes and the description below for YouTube, and so people can reach out to you. And how was your experience being on the show?
Sometimes I feel like see, this is what here it comes. Okay, if you search YouTube, okay, for Marathi recipes, you will find enormous number of Jammu. You will see lot of recipe videos, but you will not find single recipe video on Maharashtrian food in English. Because see how you liked pizza and pasta? Because
it's
they
available,
told
isn't it?
you in your own language. They
Yeah.
started giving all the recipes in your language, not their language. इटली वाली भाषा नहीं सुनाई उन्होंने. They have came into a platform where common language been spreaded and regional language also been spreaded. That's why we like pizza and pasta. Who is doing that for Maharashtrian food? Nobody. We started a channel which shows the recipes in English so that Istanbul lady who is a gluten allergic will see my thalipit recipe and will prepare it for their family. Now world is very small. World knows English. I speak English. I can deliver the recipes into an English language. We have written down, pen down all the recipes in English because when I have taught one Malayali lady this Maharashtrian recipe, this English language and combination of some loving gestures have shown her a way to prepare Maharashtrian food in a Maharashtrian process. A Spanish guy who was preparing modak, we taught him in English language. So that's the credibility of your show. That it will reach to enormous people, I mean, to the world, where everybody understand the language, correct? Now they will be more interested to hear us out and understand, okay, there is a brand which can get started in our country also.
Yeah.
So we have to create a love behind every possible brand. Then we'll start working on an international level.
Absolutely, yeah. And it is I think it is the right time now to take Purna Brahma global, and I think you're on the right track. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
sharing your journey, your story with us. It was such a wonderful conversation, and I thoroughly loved it. And I'm wishing you all the best for your success, for your future global expansion, and
Thank
thanks
you.
for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was Jayanti Kathare, the founder of Purna Brahma, and you've been watching and listening to Be Your Own Boss.